And the other way that he had to approach is, imagine you are like a crystal bead and you're reflecting the light of all other living, non-living beings in the universe. So sort of getting that universal connection. What do we do with this Aham Brahmasmi mantra? A lot of times it is said 108 times. We are not going through this 108 times today. But I would actually encourage you, if you have a moment of boredom ever, go to the Himalayan Institute's website, and they have a whole discussion on the number 108. And I know probably at least Sarah has been in discussion before on why 108 is such a special number. It's a sacred number in many ways. It's got so many meanings mathematically, but I thought I would just bring forth a couple of those. So a little bit off the topic of our mantra, but connected to it. So just some cool things about the number 108. There's actually 108 stitches on a baseball. That Stonehenge that is over in the United Kingdom actually has a diameter of 108 feet. 108 degrees Fahrenheit is when vital organs in our bodies begin to shut down. So we hope we never get there. And then connected with astrology, we have 12 zodiac signs, we have 9 planets, multiply 12 times 9, you come up with 108. So anyway, just some cool things with that. We're gonna go ahead and get settled on your mat, seated position. If you want to be on a block or on a blanket, totally your choice. We're going to go through this just 6 times. So it's actually a number that divides evenly into 108. That's why I chose the number 6 without doing overkill on this. And I was going to try and play for you. I don't know if the sound will come through, but this is kind of cool and it's in YouTube. It'll be the first thing that if you Google comes up, and it's nicely a nicer sing-song than what I can do. So. So at this point, we'll pick up 6 times on our own. You know where we're going with this now. Settle in, get grounded into your seat. Really feel those sits bones, or if you're taking hero's pose, feeling tops of feet, the shins. We'll roll shoulders up, back, and down, and just let those hands ground nicely on the tops of your legs in your lap. We'll take 6 times. Aham, Brahmasmi. Aham, Brahmasmi. Aham, Brahmasmi. Aham, Brahmasmi. Aham, Brahmasmi. Aham, Brahmasmi. Going ahead and sinking into your breath. If it is a helpful way to focus your mind, to clear your mind of whatever busy thoughts you might be having about the day ahead, go ahead and focus on that mantra. Taking full inhale deep down into the belly, feel the widening of the rib cage as you bring that nice breath in. Feeling your heart drop, those ribs come closer together and that belly empty on the exhale. Finding your steady, even rhythm of breath. Take one more round breath here. And then if you are up on a blanket or a block, maybe come on off. If you've been sitting cross-legged, let's switch up the cross of the legs here. Take a big sweep of the arms up overhead, reach up, pull up as tall as you can through the side body, let the shoulders lift. Exhale, taking a gentle twist to one side. Inhale, sweep the hands back up to center, and exhale, take that gentle twist the other way. Inhale, reach on up high, lace the fingers together. Let's turn those palms up to the sky. Once again, allow those shoulders to creep up by your ears. Next exhale, we'll drop the palms in front of the heart. Palms are facing away from you. Press them as far away from you as you can. Drop that chin in front. Feel a big stretch across the shoulder blades and the mid-back here. We'll inhale, sit up tall, lift that chin, turn palms up, and let's squeeze shoulder blades together behind. So spreading those arms out wide, squeezing, maybe tipping your nose and your chin towards your ceiling. On the exhale, we're going to turn palms together here, round forward, drop the chin. Inhale, turn the palms up, find that squeeze in the shoulder blades, arms wide. Exhale, palms face each other, everything folds and rounds forward. Inhale, palms up, reach wide, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then let the fingers fall gently to each side. We'll go ahead and drop right ear to your right shoulder. Release chin to hang heavy in front. Inhale, top of head is high, chin is level, left ear drops over in the direction of the left shoulder. Just a heavy head here, not straining to stretch. The stretch will come with the weight of the head. Exhale, release the chin down in front and take a gentle half head roll. One ear to shoulder, through center, other ear to shoulder. And take this half head roll a couple of times, only if it feels okay. Maybe take it into a full head roll with that head dropping back. If you're going full head roll, make sure you take at least one in each direction, depending on how fast or slow you're rolling that neck. When you're ready, we'll rise top of head, ground into right hand. Left hand is going to come up and big side stretch over. Next exhale, drape over, opposite knee. Again, finding the rounding in that whole back body here. Breathing deeply, inhaling into that mid-back. See if you can find a little stretch just generating from your breath here. We'll come around to center, ground the left hand, right hand's coming up and over for that side stretch. And exhale, release and round forward, drop that forehead. And then walk yourself into center. We'll take those fingers forward just a little bit. Again, dropping that forehead. Walking up to tall, seated, we're going to unfold these legs, make our way to tabletop. Bringing wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Really want all of you ladies to focus on sensation in your body throughout class this week. We should be doing that every week, but especially take your focus there. We'll move through our cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze forward. Exhale, draw the belly to spine. Find that big cat arch. And maybe through each breath at your own pace, that cat arch gets a little bit higher. Noticing in your hands, are you pressing into those fingertips? Are you feeling more weight resting back in the heels of the hands? If you shift where you're putting that weight in your hands, does that shift how your wrists feel? And we'll find our way to a neutral spine, putting all weight in the left hand. Inhale, right hand rises to the sky. Dynamic thread through. Let's reach under that left armpit. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, take a twist and a thread through. Inhale, rise high. One more time, let's take that thread through. Inhale, rise high, plant that right hand. All weight is in that hand, belly's engaged here. Inhale, left hand high. Exhale, thread and reach through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, find your reach through. One more time, find that rise. Exhale, thread through. And a last reach up high. Bring that hand down, sink the hips onto the heels. Find your way to your child's pose. We're gonna let those arms be at ease here if you want them out front or alongside your legs. And taking that forehead down, if it meets the mat, maybe give it a roll side to side, or if you want a blanket or a block under that forehead, place to rest and take that head roll side to side. We'll still the forehead. If the arms are reaching back behind you, let's bring them out in front. We're all going to roll out to a forearm plank here. So you can take this on your knees, finding that nice long line from your knees through the top of your head, making sure here booty's not rising up and front hips are not sinking, or take this to your toes. You're going to be pressing up between those shoulder blades. Again, maybe taking some attention to the body parts that are connected to the earth here for you. We'll find a little march forward with that right knee towards right elbow. Can be done from a knee plank or on the toes. Left knee marches forward and step back. Right knee marches forward. Step on back to your plank and left knee forward. Bring it back to your plank, holding strong here in that upper body, holding strong in your core. Shift the toes or the knees, take a right hip dip. Come through center, left hip dip. Come through center, right hip dip. Come through center, left hip dip. Come through center. If you're on those toes, drop the knees. We're going to take a shift back here into puppy pose. Find a little stretch in your shoulders, drop that forehead. And then curl the toes, lift the hips, taking this up to a dolphin pose. We're moving in stages to our down dog. And then walking up onto those hands. You can walk out this dog here, alternating bending knees, reaching heels for the earth. We're gonna rise right leg to the sky, take a bend in the knee, open up three-legged here, work through your ankle joint with some circles in your hip joint. Re-square the hips and set that right foot down, left leg rises to the sky, bend the knee, open up three-legged, work through your ankle circles and your hip circles. Re-square, stretch that left leg long, place the left foot back on the mat. We'll drop to those knees, walk the hands back under shoulders. Find the right heel to fire up behind you. Squeeze in the right glute here, left hand forward, taking it to our bird dog. Option two, open up arm and leg on the diagonal. Maybe finding some wobbles, finding some extra places to work strength into small muscles in your core. We'll bring that diagonal back to center. Draw elbow and knee together, round and release the back. Inhale, stretch those limbs in opposition long. Release the hand, release the knee. Fire up the left heel, press behind you. You've got a flex in the foot. You've got core drawing in. You've got strong shoulder blades and that right hand reaching forward. Again, can hold here. Can take opposite hand or foot one at a time, or open up on that diagonal. We're holding a breath in our diagonal today if you're taking that option. Bring it back to center, draw elbow and knee together. Inhale, find all that length. This time, point your toes, stretch in opposition as long and tall as you can. Release the hand, release the knee. Curl the toes, find a hover of those knees. Yes, we're doing a lot of core work today. Heating up, firing up because it is cold outside, so we want our body to warm up. Lift the hips, find your down dog. Rise right leg to the sky. We'll draw knee into the chest. Step through, find high crescent lunge here. Should also be finding a nice stretch in the front of that left hip. We'll take a little knee dip here and rise up. Place your hands on either side of that front foot. Step back to your down dog. Left leg is going to stretch high and long. Draw the knee into the chest. Step it all the way through. Catch your balance here. Find that high crescent. Take a moment. Feel into how your feet are connecting to the earth. Feel into that nice big stretch through the front of the right hip. Take your knee dip. And rise back to high crescent. We'll plant the hands. Step back to down dog. Release those heels. Reminder to release the top of the head down here. Maybe take a little gentle turn of that head side to side. And your gaze should be shifted back behind you. Where are you pressing into those hands? Is it fingertips? Is it the heels of the hands? Do you need to shift where your weight is in your hands? Feeling all those toes on the floor. Then soften the knees, walk the feet forward. We'll have them about hip width distance. Take hands to opposite elbows here, hanging in your ragdoll, bent knees, maybe finding a sway, taking a deeper bend and alternating knees. We'll come into center, hang heavy, release those fingertips down, rise up, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way to the sky. Take a big snow angel, fold down. Inhale, rise, half lift at Ardha Uttanasana or monkey pose. We're pulling the belly in here, flattening the back. Exhale, folding forward, soften the knees. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Let's find a little rainbow here. So take it over to a right side bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, left side bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, take a full fold forward. Soften those knees. Inhale, rise up, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step to your plank. Plank can be feet or knees. We're going to bring it on down through low cobra. And then finding our way back to down dog. So you can come through your knees. You get there, back those hips up, and then lift them. Inhale, right leg rises to the sky. Draw the knee into the chest. Step through. Drop the back knee. We're coming to an easy low lunge here. Take that right hand to right hip. Side bend. Left hand is reaching up and over. Then draw yourself up nice and tall. Left hand across to that right knee. Taking a little twist here. Draw the right shoulder back. Look over that back right shoulder. Unwind. Come deeper into your lunge with that back knee down. Gently shift the hips back, lengthen through the front leg. Find your half split, your half Hanuman. This knee does not lock. Draw your right toes to the sky. Maybe think about wiggling them here. See if you can spread those toes wide. Soften into the front knee. We'll plant the hands, step back to down dog. Take that left leg to the sky, draw the knee into the chest, step through, drop the back right knee. We're rising up to the easy low lunge. Taking left hand to hip, right hand's gonna come up and overhead for that side bend, stretching through the right side. Rise up nice and tall, right hand across that left knee. Let's draw the left shoulder back, find a little twist here. Look over that back left shoulder. And then unwind, just release into a deeper version of this low lunge lizard pose. Yep, so shift back, lengthen out the left leg without locking the knee. Left toes are to the sky. Again, maybe give them a wiggle individually or see if you can spread them wide. Soften into that front knee. We'll plant the hands, step to down dog. Dropping the top of the head, melting the heart here. Inhale, and with an exhale, you can walk or hop those feet forward. We'll rise up, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms overhead. Let's find that bind. Left thumb and first finger around the right wrist. You are bound overhead. You're grounding into the right foot and taking a left side bend here. Inhale, rise through center, right thumb and finger around the left wrist. Put the traction on that wrist. Bending over to the right side, pulling long through that left side body. Inhale to center, release the bind. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step to plank, knee or toe. We're going to move through your vinyasa. So you can take this to a down dog, you can take it to an up dog. Then we'll meet back in down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Draw the knee into the chest. We'll step through. Keep that left hand planted to the mat or a book or block. If you want to raise the floor under the left hand, right hand twists high. Heart is turning towards the front leg. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your down dog. Inhale, left leg rises high. Draw the knee into the chest. Step through. Right hand is planted to mat or a block. Left hand spiraling high, heart towards that front left knee. Plant your hands, step to down dog. Inhale on the exhale, move those feet forward, stepping, hopping, tiptoeing, however you want to get there. Rise up, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up to the sky. With your exhale, big swan dive down. Rise up, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step to your plank. Moving through these sun salutations with some modifications. Any options you want. Coming down through your low cobra. As you come down, feel like you're opening jar lids here, tucking those elbows in. Make your way to down dog. Roll on out to plank. Come on down. We're staying on the belly this time. Lay everything out long. Unfold those toes. We'll reach arms overhead. Nice superwoman here. Float the toes. Hold and breathe. Then we'll move those arms out into a T, straight out from the shoulders, palms down. Let's put a nice squeeze into those shoulder blades. Elbows come in behind you. Plant the hands underneath your shoulders. Release that lower body. Press up to tabletop. And move through your cat-cow. When you're ready, still that body, curl the toes, rise the hips, find your down dog. Right leg rises to the sky. We'll bring right knee forward to right elbow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee across, left elbow. Stay here, extend that left leg. It's threading through. You're on the outer edge of the right foot. Either both hands stay down or flip that left hand high for a fallen triangle. We'll come on back to center, tuck right knee to chest, step through. Find your simple twist here, right hand high. And then right forearm comes to right thigh. We'll spin it open, the outer edge of that back foot. Come up and over for a supported side stretch. Take a big cartwheel up and over into reverse warrior. And then another big cartwheel down and around. Bring your front foot, step back to down dog. Left leg rises high. Draw that left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg high. Draw the left knee across, right elbow. We're holding here, extending that left leg. You're on the outer edge of the left foot. Both hands stay grounded or take that rotation. Take the lift of the top hip into your fallen triangle. Reground that right hand when you're ready. If it lifted, step through. Find your simple twist here. Right knee is lifted. You can lower it if that's a better simple twist for you. Left forearm to left thigh. We're spinning out the outer edge of that right foot, coming up and over for that big supported side stretch. Making sure here in your supported side stretch, you're not sitting into that shoulder, kind of collapsing the whole left side of the body. Let's press up and lengthen through that right side. Inhale on your exhale, cartwheel up and over into your reverse warrior. Another big cartwheel down and around. We'll frame the front foot. Step it back to your down dog. Inhale on the exhale. Feet are going to find their way forward. Rise up, half lift. On your exhale, sit into your chair. Inhale, we'll rise up, reach up. Big V arms as you breathe your inhale. Exhale, take a seat into your chair. Your hands can be in front of your heart or reaching out, whatever is best for your chair. Inhale, rise up to stand and breathe. Exhale, take it into chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chair. We're going to come a little lower in our chair, and if those hands are in front or at heart, reach them back behind, finding that Olympic swim diver shape, or ski jumper since we're heading into winter season. Inhale, rise all the way up. Release those legs, lots of strengthening today. Exhale, take a seat in your chair. We're keeping the chair high this time. Drawing right elbow back for a little twist around. Come through center. Left elbow twist back and around. Come through center. We're going to come lower in that chair. We're going to take our twist a little deeper. So to the right side, either left hand or left elbow can come across that right knee. I want you to check out your knees, make sure they're still even. They have a habit of one creeping in front of the other sometimes. Palms can press here. You can fist top hand into bottom or open those arms north and south. Taking your gaze floor, straight out to the side or up to top thumb if you're open. We'll go ahead and close those arms. Get light in the left heel. Take a tiptoe back. Find your balance into that twisted lunge. Unwind your twist here. Ground the right hand inside the right foot. We're going to spin open the outer edge of that left foot. Open-hearted twist here. And as always, if you want a block or a book under that right hand that's down inside your foot, you can go there. Start to rise the torso, find your warrior two. And then lengthen out through that front right leg. We'll take a shift with the right fingers to the top of your mat. Come on down into triangle. Big bend into that front right knee. You can ground your hand back to the mat. You've got that open-hearted twist. Start to rise the torso. Find your warrior two. Lengthen out right leg. Take the shift of the fingers and the torso. Come on down to triangle. Soften that front right knee. We're rotating and going to take hands on either side of that front foot. Walk the back foot in. Find your pyramid here. Draping and rounding. Top of head and torso over that front leg. Softening both knees. And then flying that left leg to standing split. We'll draw left foot inside or right next to the right foot. Draw up, half lift monkey. Engage that core. Exhale, drop into your chair. Finding all that on the other side. So this chair is coming a little lower. The right hand or the right elbow across that left knee. We're pressing palms or fisting top into bottom or opening those hands to the floor, to the ceiling. Bringing hands back together if they opened. Unwinding that twist, getting light in the right heel. Stepping back into that lunge and then planting the left hand to a block or to the mat, dropping the outer edge of the right hand, finding that open-hearted twist here. Use that right side body to draw up to warrior two, making sure both feet, both legs are catching some weight here. Lengthen out through the left knee, take the shift, left fingers to the front of your mat, coming down for your triangle. Softening into that front knee, once again, regrounding those hands. You've got the open-hearted twist. Rising torso, warrior two. Lengthening front leg, taking that shift, coming down into triangle. And softening that front knee, we're going to frame either side of that front foot, step the back right foot in, make your way to your pyramid. So legs are straight-ish, feet are parallel-ish, and that upper body and head are dropping, rounding heavily over the front leg. We'll soften into both knees and start to float and fly that right leg high into your standing split. Right foot comes down next to left, rise up, half lift, and take a seat in that chair. We'll get light in the right heel, rise on up to crane pose. Find your balance here, use your drishti, your gaze, something still in your room. Engage with that core to help pull you in and up and steady you. We'll inhale on the exhale, sweep that heel back, find your way to warrior three. Maybe a block under the front hands is helpful for balance. You really want to be squeezing through this right glute. Again, get into the sensory experience of your practice, your body, really pressing through that right heel. So you've got a flex there, you're putting a footprint behind you. Inhale and exhale, bend that knee, come on through. We're going to find our way to tree pose. So you can catch a balance with the right toes down to begin if you like, or right sole goes right to the calf or up above that knee joint. Or tree can go wherever you want it to go. You can stay here with hands to heart tucked into your trunk, or let those branches release. Maybe they sway, maybe they blow and twist. Bring hands back to heart if they open. Take that right knee forward once again. And let's see if we can catch peace finger or two big toe here. Might stay with that leg bent or might start to lengthen out, give a good stretch through the arm here. Leg does not have to straighten. You can take that left hand to hip. And then bring that right foot in, release, use a wall if you've got one handy, and that's helpful. We'll catch right foot and right hand. Take a quad stretch here. And only if you want to rise that left hand up, press the right foot into right hand. Maybe take this into a dancer pose. So big, long series of balance here, I know. Once again, heading towards snow and ice season, it'll be slippery. You'll appreciate working balance. Really step it all together. Let's shake out those legs. Sweep the hands up overhead. Bring your hands to heart. Take a seat in your chair. Find that left heel light, rise up to crane. Catching balance here, using your gaze. Taking the tilt forward into warrior three. Maybe hands are at heart, behind, beside, in front, down on a block, anywhere they work for you. I'm going to bend that knee. Come on through center, take left toes to the floor, sole to calf, or up above that knee joint into your version of tree. Finding stillness here, feeling the pressure down into the right sole and the lift up through the right hip so that tree trunk stays nice and strong and straight. Hands stay at heart or branches open. Bring hands back to heart if they opened. Turn that left knee forward. We'll catch the left piece fingers to that left big toe, maybe right hand to hip. You can stay here with this knee fully bent. You can lengthen it a little bit. If you have a strap or you're super flexy, maybe you're getting that left leg longer. Fold it back into center if you lengthened at all. Sweep that left foot behind you, catch left foot into left hand. Taking the quad stretch here and your option to move into dancer only if you want, releasing that right hand high, putting the pressure of the left foot into the left hand, and then starting to move that left knee back behind you. Inhale on the exhale, release all that left foot steps next to the right. We'll sink our hips into chair. Take a big step open to warrior one. We're going to keep those hips square though, so your stance might be wide here. Sweep the hands up. Maybe we take this to a little bit of a back bend only if that feels okay. We'll rise up straight and tall. If you took that back bend, sweep the hands down behind, find a bind, squeeze the shoulder blades, move those knuckles down. Take a fold into your humble warrior. Inhale, on the exhale, we'll rise up out of that humble. Let's turn our feet to the long edge of the mat. Adjust here. We're standing wider than hips, toes are turned out. Find your star posture, everything up on diagonal. Exhale into goddess squat. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale into goddess squat. Inhale, reach up. One more time into that goddess squat. And then reach. We're going to take a shift of our toes, find our warrior one to the other side. So start that turn, make any adjustments that you need to widen that stance. Then into front right knee is now facing forward, back left foot about out on that 45-degree angle. Sweep the hands over the head. Find that powerful warrior one. You've got square hips here, so you should feel a nice little stretch in the front of that left hip. When you're ready, release the hands behind, find that bind, maybe lace your fingers the other way. Draw shoulder blades together, knuckles down, take the bow into humble. Inhale, rise on up. We're going to sweep those hands overhead into our warrior one. And then open everything to warrior two with that right knee bent, probably facing the back of your mat. Inhale, on your exhale, sweep up and over into reverse warrior, that left hand sliding down the leg or tucking behind your back, whatever works for you. Rise up, warrior two. On your exhale, take it into supported side angle. We're going to stay here, so stay with that support, but remember it's light. You're really supporting through this body, or hover that bottom hand. Maybe take the fingers, find a bind with your clothing, or with them together under that front right thigh. If you've got bird of paradise in your practice, you can play into that space here. And take one more breath, and then if you've got that bind or that bird, bring it down, release the bind. We're coming back to warrior two. And then turning all 10 toes to that long edge of your mat. They're parallel this time, arms are out like an airplane. Take a hinge, a fold from the hips. Draw that belly to spine here, support the low back. And then release everything to hang forward. So that top of head can be down. You can have hands right under your head. You can turn fingers to the back, long edge of your mat. Walk them behind you. Sometimes that brings the top of the head lower. Or if those hands are staying under the head, you could walk both of them to one side, get a little rotation, a little stretch here, then walk them to the other side, or take each hand wide to its respective foot. So just move in this space where it serves you. Ready, coming back to center. We'll draw up to a nice flat back, engage that core here. Find your airplane arms again. Find those little micro bends, side to side, transverse lunge. Begin to rise the torso. When you get yourself all the way up and settled, we're turning left toes to front of mat, big bend in that front knee. Find your warrior two on this side. Balance your body weight. Bring those shoulders heavy down away from your ears. Fingers long in opposite directions, gazing out over front hand. Inhale on your exhale, take it into reverse warrior. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. And exhale, take your way into that lightly supported side angle. Maybe floating the bottom hand this time. Maybe catching a bind with your clothing or your fingers. We're here for a couple of breaths, so take yourself into a shape that works for you. If you're more working towards bird, you can go ahead and work in that direction. Inhale on the exhale, we're going to release any bind. Come on back to warrior two. Find a big cartwheel around. Step into your down dog. Draw that right knee forward, drop the back left knee. We're sinking into lizard here. Maybe bringing a block, a book, something underneath to support those hands or those forearms. Breathing into this space. As the pace of breath picked up as we were moving more, maybe try to get back to that even pace of breath from the beginning of our practice. Allowing toes, those right toes, to walk out to the right edge of your mat. Turn them out a little bit. Go ahead and let that right knee fall open. The right sole of foot will peel up. You can keep shoulders square here or take a little rotation, putting that right hand inside right knee, right thigh. Come on back to center. We'll shift the hips back. Find another half Hanuman, half split here. Hands can be supported on a block. If you've got two blocks, you can take them on either side, any height that works. You can also challenge your balance, sweeping hands back behind as you bow forward. So just sitting with the stretch. Inhale on the exhale, soften that front knee. We'll bring knees together, come on up to tall knees, heels of hands to the low back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Taking your camel here, and again, many ways you can take this deeper. You can curl those toes, set a block to one side, release one hand down, one hand high. If you've got enough flexibility in your back without dumping it all into your low back, because this needs to work through higher in the back, you could take hand to heel, maybe both hands to heel, find that opening through the heart space. You're taking one hand to block, make sure you get both sides. We'll all meet back into the camel that we started with, heels of hands to that low back. We'll just draw the top of the head nice and high to the sky. And then start to fold forward. Release that left foot in front of you. Find your lizard here. Again, maybe employing a block under the hands or the forearms in front. Breathing into the front of that right hip. And taking a walk with the left toes to the outer edge of your mat. They are turned out. Let the knee fall out. Shoulders square, or finding that rotation with the left hand inside the left upper leg. We'll unwind to center, shift the hips back, maybe bring a block with you under hands. Lengthening through that left leg, drawing toes up to the sky. Soften into that left leg. We'll draw the knees together. Take a seat back into your child's pose here. Knees can widen or they can stay close. Tent into those right fingers. We're going to slide and scoop that left hand under the right armpit. So we're finding a thread here. Lay the left temple down on your mat. We were dynamic with this at the beginning of class. We're taking it to a more chill space at the end of class. Wind your thread. Find those left fingers tented. Find that right hand scooping under the left armpit. Lay the right shoulder, the right temple down. And unwind your way back to your child's. Let's make that an active child's up on the fingertips. Stretch out the wrists. And start to walk those fingers back. You're upright, seated. Probably shift forward a little bit on your mat here, but staying seated. And that's walking across the floor a little bit. So let's find our way to a Navasana, a boat pose. Find that balance point on your sacrum. Support with your hands next to hips. You can take one shin at a time or both to float. We're lifting through the heart. Hands stay down, light fingers behind the thighs, or floating those hands completely. Drawing right knee in. This takes a little balance. Lengthen out that left leg on a diagonal. It can be high diagonal. It can be low, hovering over the floor. Draw the left knee in. Extend that right on a diagonal. Draw right knee in. Extend left. Draw left knee in. Extend right. Draw both in. Soles of feet together. And let those knees fall open into Badakhanasana. So giving you options here today. As always, feet can peel open like a book, or you can hold fingers over toes. You can sit tall and then take the hinge. If you want this in a little more restorative space and you have blocks or books, you can stack them up and just rest forearms or forehead in this space. That tower can be built outside your toes or inside a wider diamond. Inhale and exhale, peel on up to a tall seat. Let's close those knees, extend left leg long. We're going to find our seated twist. So right foot inside, long left leg. If you want a deeper twist, step that right foot over. If you want even deeper, take that left heel to opposite hip. If you're folding that heel, I want to make sure that you're still feeling both sits bones on the mat. Remember, we're getting that sensory experience. Even more so this week, roll the shoulders back and down, sit tall through your spine. Left hand or left elbow is going to come across that right leg, and you're going to inhale, length into your spine. Exhale your way into your twist, looking over the back right shoulder. And breathing. Inhale on the exhale. We're unwinding that body. Hold the shape of the legs if that's comfortable. Right knee is on top. let's take that left arm up by your ear, pat your back, right hand to the low back. It can stay at the low back, or if you've got a little more flexibility, you can try to walk that right hand up. The goal is not to get the fingers to connect. You can use your shirt to make a bind. The goal here is to stay seated really tall in that spine. So be honest with yourself, lift the heart, have a level chin here, draw up through the top of the head. Try to keep that spine straight. Sometimes when I see people doing this, they kind of get curved off to a side. Think lift and centered and long. You're catching that shoulder stretch amongst all that. Inhale, exhale, release those arms, unwind those legs. We're taking feet hip width distance, knees hip width distance. Hands are a solid handprint behind your seat, fingers pointing towards your seat, lifting into a reverse tabletop here. If shoulders are tight, keep your table low, otherwise lifting those hips. Gentlest gaze straight to the ceiling, only if it's okay in your neck. Let that head drop back. If you want a reverse plank shape instead, step those heels out. So these are all options, no obligations ever. Draw those toes to the floor if you're taking the plank shape. Lift the hips from whatever shape you are taking. Breathe in, breathe out, release the hips down. Shake out those legs a little bit. Take a bend in the left knee for your seated twist. Left foot inside, or left foot steps over, or right heel folds to opposite hip. Get the grounding in both sits bones. Sit tall with your exhale. Right hand or right elbow comes across that left leg. Inhale, lifts and lengthens your spine. Exhale, finds that rotation. Inhale, on the exhale, unwind that upper body. Hang on to the legs if it's comfortable. Right hand is up by the ear this time. Bend the elbow, pat your back. Left hand behind that waist. Only if you can do this without starting to round and slump. Maybe work that left hand up the back a little bit. Connect with your shirt or a strap if you have one handy. Maybe you're lucky and your fingers touch. Breathe, lift the heart, level chin. Inhale, exhale, unwind the arms, unwind the legs. We're setting them hip width distance, and we're finding our way to our back. So if you want this active, and maybe drag a book, a blanket with you, so it's easy to reach at the side. If you want core work, tuck the pelvis, move super slow, an inch at a time to your back. If you just want to get there, hang on to shins or backs of thighs and roll your way down. When you get all the way down, we're going to take right ankle over top of left knee, flex that right ankle, either pressing open in your figure four here or finding into your reclined pigeon. Breathing into the space, specifically breathing into the right hip, maybe using that pressure of the right hand or right elbow to press that right leg open. Inhale on the exhale, set that left sole of foot back on the mat if you were bound into your recline. We're going to open arms wide, palms up, drop that. We're holding on to the figure four shape. Drop the outside of that left knee across, right knee is coming across your body, finding that big twist out. If you've got a block there and want to support under that left knee or the right knee as you twist across, breathe into your waist. Maybe take your gaze opposite. If you turned your gaze, bring it back to the sky. Draw those knees to center. We're going to uncross, recross, left ankle over right. Take that hand and press open in your figure four here, or bind into your reclined pigeon. Either way, we're breathing into that left hip space. Any release of tightness and tension. Feeling that back of head just heavy on your mat. No strain through that neck. Really saying right sole foot to the floor if it was lifted. Sending those arms out wide, palms up, letting right leg drop out to the right side, that left leg's crossing on top, maybe shifting your gaze opposite, taking that big twist and breathing into the waist. Turning your face back to the sky, drawing those knees back to center. We'll set both feet on the mat. Heels are close to the sits bones here. Inhale, exhale, press into the soles of the feet, back of head, back of shoulders, lift to bridge. And release that sacrum down. Inhale, exhale, lift into your bridge, really pressing into the soles of the feet, lifting the hips. Here is where you might want to grab that prop to set under your sacrum, support your bridge. We'll slide right heel long away from you, stretch through that right leg. The heel is on the floor. Get a nice stretch through the front of the right hip. One more breath here. And slide that right heel in. Extend left heel away from you. Lengthen that leg. Catch the stretch in the front of the left hip. So if we're doing lots of sitting, this is nice to stretch this out. Slide that left heel in. We're going to come up on all the toes, then float the toes, float the knees, take the toes to the sky. Couple of breaths in, legs up here. You can leave them in stillness. Point flex, circle the ankles. If you want to drop those legs wide into a straddle here, or keep them overhead and find a bicycle. Wherever you want this legs up to go for you. Begin to drop the knees into the chest. Set the feet back on the floor. If you've got a prop underneath you, slide it out. Go ahead and settle in for your Shavasana. That might be long legs, heels out to the corners. Might be some wide arms with palms turned up here. Take up your space. Give yourself the time you deserve. The release of breath into ease, that body into ease, feeling like it's melting into your floor. Imagining that sunbeam right above your forehead. It's going to take a slow sweep down the body, and with it, it's going to melt away any remaining tension. So if there's anything at that forehead, let it slide off the temples. Move down the bridge of the nose, the cheeks, loosen up the jaw. Releasing any tension in the throat, the neck, collarbone, shoulders. Everything's running off those arms. The warm sunbeam is releasing tension from the heart space, the rib cage, the hips. Sliding any tension down the legs and off the toes. I hope after practicing you are feeling that you are divine. You're bringing your attention to our mantra, Aham, Brahmasmi. Repeat that in your head silently as you take these last couple of breaths in your Shavasana. Allowing that breath to get a little deeper, a little more energetic. Noticing where your body is in space. And starting to wake fingers and toes with some small movements. When you're ready, reaching hands overhead and toes in the opposite direction, finding that long body stretch. A couple of big deep breaths here as you reach yourself into your longest self. Take a final sigh out through your mouth as you roll off to one side. Making your way back to easy seated. We'll draw our hands to heart. Hoping you take this peace and calm with you throughout the rest of your week. Thank you for bringing your energy here. Namaste.